Broadcasting live from the shack in scenic Bellflower, California, it's the Crossfader Show. With your host Jose Heredia.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Crossfader Show. My name is Jose Heredia. And we have a great show for you today. As a matter of fact, our show is dedicated to all the radio DJs who are also mobile DJs. Hence, that's why I'm talking like this. All right, that's enough.
There you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crossfader Show. This is Jose Heredia, and to my front and center, we got DJ Johnny Aftershock.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going?
Excellent. To my left, or slightly to my left, we got Albert Lopez from Elegance Elegancia.
Buenas tardes, good afternoon, 12 o'clock here in Southern Cali.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, bright and early. And we have on Skype a very special gentleman by the name of DJ Bo.
What's up, Bo?
Well, hello, everybody. It's just after 3 on the East Coast.
Nice. Was
Nice.
that your DJ voice jive?
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's all right. So, yes, as you can tell, our main topic today is radio DJs. My interest on this came about because I kept seeing a lot of videos from Stacy Noles and from this gentleman's DJ Bo, and how he incorporated his YouTube videos with the radio station that he works at and his mobile business. And I thought, hey, it'd be a kind of a cool idea to create this topic and dive into this, and how does it help out? How does it benefit you, your clients? Is it something that you're proud of? Is it a curse? Whatever it is that will make it special. So tell us, DJ Bo, how does it feel to be on the radio, and does it help your business?
Well, first off, I love being on the radio. I've been in radio professionally now. I say professionally because, I think that some DJs, they got into it and they kind of did it part-time or on the side for a little bit. But I got into it professionally about 12 years ago. And it really has helped my DJ service quite a bit. I'll be out and about doing events where, I may not know anybody there, but someone may come up and they're like, DJ Bo, your voice sounds familiar. Are you that guy that's on that radio station? And I'm like, yeah, that's me, So it has helped out the DJ service. It really has.
Good. And how did you get started? And by the way, what's the radio station that you work at?
The radio station I work at is MAJIC 99.3 and 104.5 radio, which used to be KISS FM in this area. And we're located right in between Erie and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This radio station is MAJIC is a adult hits variety radio station. We play everything from the 70s through today. And on Friday nights, we get a little bit hotter. We play a lot of the newer stuff and mix it back to back, live on the air from 9 to midnight on Friday nights.
Oh, cool. So going back to the question, how did you get started?
Now, how I got started was I actually, years ago, I started in theater. And I really liked, all the lights and all the gadgets and sound and all that kind of stuff. Loved it. And years ago, I heard an advertisement on the radio station here locally for a radio announcer. And I thought, hey, why not give that a shot and see if maybe they'll hire me, maybe they'll hire this loser. I don't know. So I went and I applied, and I sent in a demo tape, and I got an interview. And within about a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, I was hired.
Wow. So you went in just to go straight into the mic, or did you have to get through menial jobs, cleaning up the desks or something like that in the station to work yourself up?
Actually, when I first started, I went right into doing news and weather.
Oh, wow.
Live on the air, yes. So that was kind of cool. I got to go right live. But back then, when I first got into radio, you had to have an FCC license and all this other stuff too. You had to have a card saying that you were licensed with the FCC and all this other stuff.
I see.
But when I first started, I got right on the air. I didn't have to do any of we don't have to do what I never had to do what the interns have to do nowadays.
So it was pretty much. Did you have any experience? Did you study broadcasting?
I started actually at a cable radio station when I was like 11, 12 years old at our local YMCA. And for any of those that know what a cable radio station is, the cable radio station is, you could only hear it if you had it hooked up to your regular like TV cable. And I started there, so I got a little bit of background there, and I was doing that and kind of working in theater a little bit, clear up until the age of like 16, and that's when I finally got into radio.
I see. I'm sorry, I was playing a little bit with your the Bo Show thing. Is this you?
That is me. That's the Bo Show page right there.
Nice.
And it's pretty simple, but as you hover over stuff, it'll have little noises and things.
Yeah, it practically scared the crap out of me. I was trying to see if it was me or something I did. So so you have an interactive feature in the website that you can connect with your fans or with your listeners.
Yes, we do a lot of different things. They can obviously request songs via the website. We do this thing every day. It's called the Mystery Box. That is actually a really good game to play at maybe some Sweet 16 birthday parties and things like that too, or kid events. It's called the Mystery Box, and what it is it started way back in the 70s and 80s, maybe even before that. I'm not 100% sure, but you take a box and you place an item inside that box, and nobody can see what the item is. You shake it up so you can hear it, and then you give some clues as to what it is, and then everybody calls us up on the radio and guesses what they think that item is. I've done that live at actually, some kid events and things like that. Nice.
And you get a lot of response from that activity?
Oh yeah, people love that around here. That's one of the biggest things on the radio station is actually that mystery box, believe it or not.
And what kind of items are in the box?
Oh my goodness, you name it, we have put it in that box. I think.
Does it vibrate?
Yeah, actually, I think we have done some vibrating things. You're talking about cell phone, right?
Yeah, of course, cell phones, of course. And
we've done everything in that box. We've even put cake inside the box before.
Oh my God! Okay, and people shake it, or you shake it on the radio to kind of give it an effect.
There's another guy that does it with me. His name's DP. He comes on the air with me. He's actually the production director here at the radio station. But he takes that. Basically, this happens like 4 until 4:30 every day, so that half an hour time block. He'll actually come and help me do that feature.
Cool. And also, you go out and do events for the radio station. I noticed that there was a couple of videos I saw that where you went out to a mall and set up text to live screens and video and stuff like that. Explain what you do there.
We do a lot of different events with the radio station, and that's one of the positives of working with the radio station and being in the DJ industry. We do every year these teen dance events where they're at all kinds of different locations, but the main one that we do every summer is at Conneaut Lake Park in Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania, and we do the big text to screen and the videos and all that stuff. We do events every year that's called the Children's Day at Cranberry Mall, where we set up a big, huge display for that too, with my DJ service and so forth. We've done all kinds of stuff with the radio station and the DJ service together.
Yeah, I like those videos because you get to see a little bit of something different than your normal weddings or birthday parties and stuff like that. I like those. And also you're involved somewhat into the YouTube DJs Live Midwest show, right?
Yeah, I just got back from YouTube DJs Live Northeast.
Yes.
That was a great event, and big props to Sean and Gil Boogie for getting that going. I know that they're already working on next year's. DJ Big Ron has approached me for the YouTube DJs Live Midwest event, and I'm going to be doing a presentation there on how to promote your DJ service without a budget, or how to advertise without a budget.
Right. That's pretty nice. Is there a little sample that you can give us, a little nugget of information?
Yes. As a matter of fact, you should come to the event so you can see what it's all about live.
Well, my plans are, unfortunately, I can't go to the Midwest, but I am definitely going to the West Coast. And for those of you who are watching this, you must make it a point to at least check out the website, youtubedjslive.com, I think, and check out these events because they're a great way to meet other DJs in the community, especially on YouTube. Yeah. And go meet DJ Bo if you're in the Midwest or in that area.
Now, DJ Bo, we have a question from DJ Advise, and they're saying here, what event does DJ Bo do the most, percentage-wise?
Good question.
I'm not sure what he means by that exactly.
What event does DJ Bo do the most? Do you do mostly weddings, birthday parties, teen events?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm a wedding DJ all the way. I think a lot of us in the DJ industry, you know, are going to be going where the money is, and then unfortunately in this area, you know, it is weddings. Mm-hmm. So I do, you know, about 50 to 60 wedding receptions, me personally, every year.
Nice. Oh, great. And as far as your partner in crime, DJ Phil. He's quite a character. If you guys haven't seen DJ Phil in action, he's quite funny. I think we were talking to him. We were saying maybe he should have his own reality show.
He should. You know, DJ Phil is a teacher by day, so you know he's hanging out with these kids, and I think they rub off on him a little bit, or is he rubbing off on them? I'm not sure, but you know, he is definitely quite the character. And believe it or not, you know, a lot of clients out there. You know, they like that. They like that person that can be funny and you know, to them, that's normal, I guess. I don't know. They say that, you know, Phil's normal. But, you know, they like that person that can be a little bit more personable and funny and not so straight-laced and, you know, well, this is what I offer kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And how much involvement are you as far as incorporating your marketing with the radio station? Or does that kind of run on autopilot?
Well, you know, basically, I think a lot of people in this area anyways, a lot of the other DJ companies, I think they think since I work here at the radio station that I get it for free. But it's not quite like that. You know, to a certain degree, I guess you could say I do because I'm on the air and people maybe recognize the voice, you know, like I said earlier. But what I do is usually, you know, if I go out and I do an event for the radio station, like the teen dances, or maybe we're giving away a car or whatever we're doing, and they need a nice, you know, big truss set up and lights and the whole 9 yards and all that stuff, I just trade out my time is what I do. And so they give me advertising on the air in exchange for my time for doing their event. I
see. And do you do special events like concerts that the radio station hosts?
We do have concerts every single year. Now, where I live in between Erie and Pittsburgh, it's like country land or farmland for the most part. So believe it or not, there's this fair that is right here in our county. It's called the Crawford County Fair, and it is the biggest agricultural fair in the state of Pennsylvania. But it incorporates everything from the animals to the rides to tons of you know, displays and so forth. But they have some great concerts there every year. And I'm not talking, you know, little no-name music artists. There's been some really, really good artists there, mainly focused towards country because it is an agricultural fair. But some big names, Rascal Flatts has been there, Montgomery Gentry, Sugarland, and some rock acts have been there too, like Styx, Foreigner.
Wow.
Skinnerd was just there here last year. Daughtry was there last year. It was, you know, really, it's nice to be able to work with them one-on-one and so forth. And we're going to actually be incorporating text-to-screen, which is, you know, the thing that you were talking about earlier, the texting live thing. We're going to be incorporating that into the Crawford County Fair this year. So I'm really looking forward to that. And, you know, there's anywhere from, you know, 7,000 to 10,000 people at those concerts.
Yeah, you know, we tested out the text-to-screen last week at the bowling alley at work, and we got about 300 messages, and I can just imagine how many messages you're going to get at the county fair.
Nice.
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you, you know, if you haven't checked out firetext.tv, you know, here comes your promotion thing.
That's your pick of the week.
That has to be one of my picks of the week. It really does. These guys are amazing, and the software will blow you away. And it's a great opportunity to get a market, to make some money on some of that that market share that's out there, because everybody is using cell phones and texting nowadays. I mean, it's second nature. You can create a database within this texting software that you can, send out text blasts about your DJ service and so forth. It's just amazing. The options are endless. That's a whole nother show. I could talk about for hours on that.
I agree.
But it is definitely a very, very cool software to go check out.
Thank you very much, DJ Bo. And is there anywhere where people can reach you, a website, your Twitter, YouTube channels? How can people get a hold of you?
Pretty easy as long as you know how to spell Bo, which is B-O. Right?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me write that down.
Yeah.
What is it? B?
B as in boy and O.
B-O. Okay, thank you. So DJ Bo,
Thanks, Bo.
Google it.
Yes.
And you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes, youtube.com/DJ Bo Entertainment or facebook.com/DJ Bo Entertainment.
Excellent. Thank you very much, DJ Bo. Do you guys want to say goodbye to DJ Bo?
Thanks a lot, Bo.
Pleasure, DJ
Thanks for
Bo.
having me. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, DJ Bo.
Hello.
Thank you very much. So we'll catch you later, DJ Bo. Have a good one. And on your shift, if you can mention the Crossfader show in there at some time, I'll be certainly appreciated.
There you go.
Absolutely, I will.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye now.
So what do you guys think? DJ Bo is kind of cool.
Interesting. Very cool.
Great
Yeah.
guy.
How you doing, Albert?
I'm good.
You're comfortable?
I'm super comfy.
Excellent. And you told us you have kind of like a little experience on the radio. What happened with you?
A little bit. It was the initial dream to be on the goal to be on radio. When I was growing up in high school and middle school, it was always that was it. That was the goal. I took classes, took courses. I would practice hours throughout the day. My whole life consisted of practicing my radio abilities and learning from different stations. I'd go from one end of the dial to the other end of the dial, from slow jams to country. To news, to weather, to TV, anybody. Spanish, of course, was one of my passions that I had, and I would just study these guys and either learn what to do or learn what not to do. Over talk, over tighten the stomach. Talk too freely, talk about nonsense, or talk about good stuff. And it was a really cool experience. Finally, along the way, I had the opportunity to go to a radio station. One of my very, very good friends back in high school had the opportunity to get an interview at a radio station. And he invited me to come along with him because I was one of his strongest supporters. I mean, there was a group of DJs that grew up in our neighborhood, Hawaiian Gardens, that we always used to stick together because there was very few of us that really just bled DJing, and we just loved it. We had it in our veins. So anytime anybody would have a good opportunity, besides just your local parties, we'd stick together. We'd support them 100% with whatever you needed, music, gear, money, whatever it was. It was that support that we had. There was very few of us in the area. To this day, we probably still are that same group. So I went with him, and he had really no reason to take me, but just out of that camarada, that friendship that we had, So I went along with him, and they hired him on the spot. That evening, he had to go back and do the first live radio mixing in Spanish.
Wow, in his first day.
His first day. And if my records serve me correctly, he is the leader in live mixing in Spanish. English music had already doing like the hip hop and the dance was already on and cracking, and it was a main part of it. It was the evolution. Aftershock, that was like mid 90s, 94, 97
easily.
Is when it started in the morning shows and stuff, and they would have the 15-minute segments that anybody who loved DJing was like living for those 15 minutes or the hour-long show on Friday.
I think that was Baker Boys.
Exactly.
Actually started doing the
we could
morning
say
mixes.
We could drop names and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Oh yeah, it was the Baker Boys
doing the morning mixes, and then we got Humpty Vision and Tony B doing the Power Tools mixes at night.
Yes.
On the weekends.
You had the longer show on Friday in the morning, but Richard would do that one también. And any other show you had, of course, in the nighttime you had the Wake Up Show and all those shows, and of course nothing was done in Spanish. So that's when he came in, DJ Vaquero Wiz.
Vaquero Wiz.
He's my boy. We go way back.
I got an MP3 of his mix somewhere in my music library, and I like those mixes. It's very different. Banda, norteña mixes.
He does it all. He was the original, as far as I'm concerned, and I think a lot of Los Angeles is concerned, he was the first Spanish music mixing DJ, and he was really good at it. And anyways, he had that opportunity. He took me along. Like I said, we go way back with him, middle school style, if not elementary. And that's when I got my foot in the door in the radio station, and he got the job right then and there. Said come back and mix that evening, and he did, and he took me along with him, and just met some folks there, whatever, and I started seeing how a radio worked from the inside out, and it was something that I did not expect. I thought it was going to be wrap around family, we're all cool, you know, great show, you're down. When man, it was horrible. It was just
very competitive,
cutthroat. I don't care who you are. I'll talk about this. I'll talk about that. You're down when you're in the room, but the moment you jam, it was talk. Wow. And I'm very, I mean, personally, just growing up in a humble family, it's about a cool environment, about good relationships. Everything else will just fall into place if you got your standard ethics, which is just being buena onda and being cool. After that, everything will just kind of fall on its own. If you come in and your ethics are sangrones, if you're not gonna get along with people, if you're gonna be, what can I take from you to become better? How can I step on you to get that step further? Let me take and not give. That's already the basis of no good. That's not gonna take you anywhere. That's what I saw. That's the vibe I saw.
I kind of got that vibe too, as far as in my experience with radio, going back, even knowing Piolín up in Sacramento.
All right.
But it seems like the DJ's egos kind of, you know, bump into each other, and sparks are bound to happen. Yeah. And that even goes to like club DJs, you know, when promoters were bringing their DJs, and that promoter thinks that DJ's, you know, is no good. And so there's always that big ego trip that a lot of DJs have that, you know, eventually will lead to bad blood.
Yes. Yeah. And that's how it was. And I gave it a chance. I thought, well, okay, maybe it's just the first day. And the second time we went, it was worse.
Really?
I would sneak out and I needed to use the restroom or walk over here, and you'd hear it along the halls. I mean, you know, without even wanting to, you would hear can you believe, did you hear? Oh, I can't believe, you know. Wow. It was just like, you know.
So it's almost just like a corporate setting, you know, just like everybody's just trying to get up that ladder. It's no different than working at a business or a company, you know, where, you know, people just want to get to that top spot, make that top money. Get that, you know, that prime time show spot. You know, we've heard some horror stories yesterday when we were at Latino, and you know, so we kind of, you know, I kind of sympathize with what you're coming with.
No, certainly. Along the way, I also met through other Spanish stations. One of our good friends also worked at the nightclub I was telling you about, Aftershock, and he introduced us to folks over at Super Estrella, good friends of ours. As a matter of fact, they became some of our customers. We did their weddings, which was really cool. So, asked him out of the setting, hey, you know, I had this experience with radio many years ago. Is anything different, or was it just an experience that, you know, a unique experience? He's like, oh no, that's the way it is. Yeah, all the way through, from marketing to the talent to the street teams, everything. If you want in radio, you got to deal with that day in, day out for as long as your career. So I was like, oh, that's. It was very sad. It was heartbreaking because it was something that I had my eye on since I was a early teenager. To get to your early 20s and see that happen was like, it was heartbreaking. So that's when I went full force to create a mobile company that wouldn't have those politics.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. And speaking of mobile company, Elegance Elegancia, to me, is like the epitome of service and customer relations. You know, I really look up to you, Albert, ever since I first met you.
Oh, man.
That's a little,
are you serious?
butt kissing in
por favor. I feel the same about you, man. It was a good relationship. When I met you at the beginning, it was really cool to see my gente come into an association and make a stand for ourselves.
Yeah. That's how we met. We met through the American DJ Association. If it wasn't for that association, I would never have met you.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't have met. Exactly.
Very cool.
So cool. We have our video segment next.
Okay.
Yesterday, we took a trip over to Latino 96.3, compliments of DJ Aftershock.
Yes.
He knows a gentleman by the name of David Rolas.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And we had a great time yesterday. So here's the footage that we shot yesterday at Latino 96.3.
Let's check it out.
Jose Heredia here with the Crossfader Show, and we happen to be inside the studio of 96.3 Latino FM. And right next to me is David Rolas. Say hi, David.
Yo, what's going on? Big shout out to the Crossfader Show, hanging out with me right here at Latino 96.3. just kicking it.
Exactly. And thank you very much for inviting us over. Today's show is about radio DJs, and we want to come and check out what you do. What is it that all these buttons mean?
Well, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what some of these buttons mean. But, they look really pretty when you turn the lights off, and it just kind of like flashes. No, but, obviously every button on the board obviously means something. But it's a tedious process. Radio is not something that you can learn overnight. I mean, it's sometimes people try to learn it overnight, but it's a really, really hard business to get into. I mean, there's college radio stations. There's ways of actually learning how to do radio and how to learn the board. And I was very fortunate because I learned at a really young age, and I learned from some of the big shots, and I went straight into radio right out of high school. So it's a little crazy, but
tell me, for those people who are watching this and not familiar with the radio station, what's the format?
The format of the radio station is it's a Latin urban format. We play everything from reggaeton to hip hop. We are actually we are the official reggaeton radio station in Los Angeles. So basically, we play reggaeton, bachata, merengue, anything tropical when it comes to the aspect of urban music. We also play hip hop, R&B, a little bit of reggae. So, we mix it up. We play a little bit of everything. And I know when they do the mix show, some of the guys like Eddie One and Scream, and some of the guys actually play a lot of house music and stuff like that. So we have a pretty rich format as far as the music, the genres itself, as far as the stuff that we play,
Very diverse. I mean, one minute you're listening to Ludacris, and the other minute you're listening to Monchi and Alejandra. So it's very cool.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. One second you're listening to Ludacris, next second you're listening to a cumbia. You know what I mean?
So David, my brother, how you been, man?
I'm good, bro.
I miss you, dog. Give us a rundown, big dog. What is it that you're using here? What is it that you're doing at this moment?
Well, we use a Scott system. Usually when we're getting ready to do a radio break. I mean, there's a couple of different systems, computer systems that some of the radio stations use, but we use a Scott system. Scott system's really cool, but basically what I was doing, I was in there looking for a song that had a longer intro so that I could speak over it. To replace it with a song with no intro. So that way you could talk a little bit. You don't want to talk too much. I talk maybe about 4 to 5 times an hour. we try to play as much music as possible to keep the flow.
Now is everything delayed? Is everything pre-recorded? Is everything? I mean, when you do your voiceovers, do you record that first, or are you going straight up live 100%?
I do everything live. Once in a while, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you're under the weather, you're feeling a little sick. Sometimes, like in this case, I'm getting over this cold, but. A lot of times we record a lot of the stuff into the Vox Pro, which is another program that we use. And basically what the Vox Pro does is it gives us, it's a really cool editing tool to where we can pre-record ourselves. We can go in there, edit it, chop it down to whatever the length of the intros of the songs are, and then we can play it over the intro of the song. So we could do that, or we can go live. I really love going live. I mean, it's just something about going live. We are on a 20-second delay system, and the reason we are on a 20-second delay system, so you guys don't hear the music. You guys hear the music 20 seconds after, or even the talking 20 seconds after we announce everything. And the reason being for that is that sometimes when we do take live calls, sometimes when, we're on the air, sometimes there's slip-ups when you do interviews, sometimes you have artists. I mean, I'm an artist. Sometimes
cuss words?
Yeah, cuss words and stuff. So sometimes, and I was about to, cuss right now. But
what, the cuss word?
Yeah, I mean, we are on the internet. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to radio, you have to try to be as professional as possible. And the FCC regulates us pretty hard. So we have to have the 20. I mean, we don't have to, but we choose to have the 20-second delay system so that way if something does get out by accident, or even a song, when the guys are in the mix, if they play the wrong mix, they play maybe a club mix or a club version of the song, and sometimes the record itself has cuss words in it, we can actually do a delay. Yes. I mean, it'll sound like the record skips, but right. I mean, that's what the delay is for. It actually kind of protects the DJ. And basically, you got 4 pots up here, and they control all the microphones. There's actually 4 microphones. We have one for the DJ. We have another 2 over here for guests, in case we have guests in here. And then basically we have 2 pots here that run the dual CD players we have here. We very rarely use the CD players, only if we have like that we're doing an interview with an artist and they have a new record that we're going to break or stuff like that. If we usually don't have a jock to play, a DJ to play it on the other side, Usually what we'll do is we'll play it here out of the CD players. So basically these pots run that. Now these three pots here, they basically run the Scott system. So it basically it's one song per channel. So usually like this song right now that's playing, it's playing out of pot number 2. The next song is going to come in, which is a sweeper. It'll come in on 3. Then the one after that, the song comes in on 1. So it's basically, it just kind of rotates through each one of these pots. And it'll tell you when it says air 2, air 3, air 1, it'll tell you exactly what pot it's on. So that way it makes it easier for us, to be able to find it and track it in case we want to lower the volume, bring up the volume, do so, whatever. This one right here basically runs the DJ system. So when we have a live DJ mixing over here, we basically just pot it up, turn it up, pot it up. 2 of these run the phone system. 2 of these run the Vox Pro systems. We have one here. We have one over here. And then basically this is a screener here. So this one also screens the phone calls. That's basically what the pots are for. So each channel, it's like a regular mixer. Like even when you're in a recording studio, basically each track is basically running a different channel.
Now, at any given time, bro, any given hour, how many Angelinos are listening to you on a daily basis, bro?
We've got millions and millions of listeners, which is actually really cool. I mean, we just did a concert on... we just had a concert Wednesday. We had our annual Cali Bash concert, which we do it every year. And we actually just broke a record. We sold close to 18,000 tickets for the Staples Center, which is one of the biggest selling shows right now at the Staples Center. We actually sold more tickets than the Police. Which is actually huge, and the people that
Sting got stung.
Yeah, Sting got stung. Yeah, by a bunch of Latinos.
Yeah. All right, bro. Go ahead and break it down, Dave. Tell everybody out there how they could get a hold of you.
Basically, you guys could check me out. I definitely got my MySpace cracking, so you know what I'm saying? MySpace.com/David Rolas. I use the MySpace basically just to show videos. I have my videos there. You can buy my music there. You can check out all the videos and stuff that I've done. I've got previews from like the movie Crank. I was in the movie Crank High Voltage, so you guys can check that out. It's got the screeners on there. It's got the videos. Tons of stuff. There's a really cool video that I got on there with Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas and Ozo Motley. It's called Morena, one of my songs. So you guys can check that out. That's on the MySpace. Also have the Facebook, facebook.com/David Rolas. I really use that as a networking tool, so I keep in touch with a lot of people in the industry through Facebook. And also Twitter, of course. See twitter.com/David Rolas. You can catch me on onstage.com too. That's a really big artist website there that you guys can go to. It's called ourstage.com, and just look me up, type in David Rolas under the search engine, and you'll be able to come through and check out some of the videos, and you'll know what's going on with me. It'll tell you my tour dates. As a matter of fact, I'm leaving on tour in May. I'm going back to Australia, doing a tour of Australia with Julio Voltio. So it's some really big things. But yeah, check it out. Definitely check it out. And DavidRolas.net, yeah.
So basically, if they can't find you, they don't live here on Earth. Because you everywhere, dog. You worldwide, you international.
Well, Google me. You know what I'm saying?
Google them.
Yeah, you know what
there you go.
I'm just going to make business cards say Google me. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's all good. You know what I mean? Don't forget to go to iTunes. You can go to iTunes and actually check out the album. I've got great features on there from Glasses Malone to Fulanito to Jaco, one of We Seen Yandel's artists. I work with Sami Cultura. I work with Rampage and Flip Mode Squad, Cuban Link. Man, I could go down the line.
And what's the name of the album again?
The album is called A New Beginning. And you basically just go to iTunes, type in David Rolas, and you can check out all my stuff.
That's it. All right, David, thank you so much for having us over, man. Thank you so much, man. And we understand we're going to have you also live in the studio, and we're going to ask you some more questions, those pressing questions that everybody wants to know out there about how to get into radio and all that good stuff. We're going to break it down a little bit more when we get in the studio. For sure. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate it. All right, Don. That's it. DJ Johnny Aftershock, Crossfader Show. We're signing out. Latino 96.3 FM. Beautiful Los Angeles. That's what you see outside. That's what you get. That's what you get. All right.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Carolina Marquez from Latino 96.3. Do not forget to check out the Crossfader Show every Monday, okay? Cada lunes. Don't miss out, because I'll be watching it, so you got to watch it, too.
Oh, so big round of applause for DJ Johnny Aftershock and David Rolas for letting us go out there. So,
and once again, we want to give out big props to David Rolas. He got really sick. He was actually feeling under the weather yesterday when we were actually interviewing him, so he couldn't make it in today. So all those questions, we're going to go ahead and what we'll probably do is we'll refilm him again or get him in the studio, and we'll pose all those questions to him, and we'll get all the insider tidbits and all that good stuff. So once again, big up to David Rolas. He's sick at home.
Oh, pobrecito.
Pobrecito with the NyQuil. He's sipping on scissor right now.
So speaking of radio DJs, we got one of the radio DJs I got to meet in Mobile Beat Live this year. On the Skype, we have Stacy. How you doing, Stacy?
What's up, Stacy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh,
Greetings
we're doing
from
pretty
Pensacola,
good.
Florida.
We're just here chilling, doing a show and interviewing people.
Yeah, I've been watching. I liked a lot of the stuff that DJ Bo had to say a few minutes ago.
Yeah, so can you relate to what he's talking about, and especially what you heard on the video segment?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially about the name recognition. I mean, whenever I'm out doing a wedding, I mean, I have people come up to me all the time and say, "Wait a minute, you work at 102.7, don't you?" And I'll say yes, and so I really think that's helped me out a lot. I think that gave me a little jump as far as other DJs go that aren't on the radio.
Right. So your market is Pensacola, Florida. What's the radio station, the frequency you work in?
It's 102.7. The call letters are WXBM.
Oh, cool. Let's see if I could bring up that radio station up right now. But how did you get started? What's the story behind you being on the radio?
Well, it's actually a funny story, Jose. I actually wanted to be on the radio ever since I was a little kid. I used to walk around with a little tape recorder, interviewing people, and I mean, I was real big into that. And I can remember being about 5 years old, sitting in the sandbox, talking to my best friend. I told him I was going to be on the radio when I grew up, and he told me he was going to be a big basketball player. Well, he ended up being a basketball coach, and I ended up following my dream of being a radio DJ. But all throughout high school, we had a TV production class, and at first I was going to go into TV, but then I started really getting into the audio portion of it. And I took a TV production class in high school. We actually performed our morning announcements over closed circuit TV for all the other students, which was pretty neat. And once I got out of high school, I went to our local community college in Panama City, Florida. It's called Gulf Coast Community College. And they have a campus radio station, which is something you don't really find that much at the junior college or community college level. But we had a campus radio station that you could go to and you could take a class, and part of our grade was to go on the air every week once they trained us. And they trained us from the basic stuff, like this is a CD, this is a tape, and, just from the ground up. And that's really how I got started. And I got a job, my first commercial job at a radio station in Panama City, Florida. It was called Island 106. It was a station that was responsible for bringing spring break to Panama City Beach.
Oh, really?
And yeah, the station's still around. They still got the same logo, but it was a great learning opportunity. And I started out there as what we call a board operator, which means I just played music. I wasn't on the air. They wanted me to get familiar with how to run the board and all that before I actually started going on the air. But when I moved to Pensacola, I was at Island 106 for about 5 or 6 months, and then I decided to move 100 miles away to Pensacola. And when I got here, I decided I was going to try and apply at every single radio station that I could. One day I got a call from a radio station. The radio station was called 98 Surf. It was 98.1 FM. It was an oldie station. And they said, well, we like your resume. We know you got a little bit of experience in radio, but we're not looking for anybody on the air right now. But we need somebody to go out when we broadcast, dress up in a gator suit and be a mascot. And they said this could lead to other things. I said, okay, well, that'll work. Well, WXBM was right across the hallway. And I thought, well, maybe I can get my foot in the door and I'll just see what happens. Well, I ended up doing that probably for about a year or so. And here's the funny part, okay? I was in the gator suit. We were at a Walmart in Crestview, Florida, which is a small town just west of here. And it was so funny because, well, it's not really funny now that I look back at it, but we were at a safety convention there. And they had a bunch of ambulances and paramedics there, and they wanted me dressed up in the gator suit. Well, I tried to walk in the gator suit. I tripped and knocked my kneecap out of place. Dislocated my kneecap. But the good thing is there were paramedics right there on the scene, so I ended up having to go to the hospital, and they had to reset my knee back. And after that, I decided I wasn't going to get in the gator suit anymore. So I ended up talking to the program director of WXBM. Her name is Lynn West, and I told her I had some experience in radio, and since I'd already been working for our sister station, could she try me out on the air over there? And that's kind of how that worked out. I started doing weekend overnights, and then eventually I just evolved into doing other things during the week. And now I'm the full-time overnight DJ at WXBM. We're one of the few radio stations in the nation that actually has somebody live 24/7. We don't really believe in doing the voice tracking stuff that Bo was talking about.
Oh, wow. So you don't have an automated system at the station you work at?
No, we don't. I mean, we have the capabilities of doing that, but our program director believes in doing everything live. Which is good. I mean, I have a lot of people call me up, at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, you know what, I tried calling other radio stations. I can't get anybody. And I say, well, you don't need to be calling other radio stations. Call me up.
That's good. That's good. I did hear you on the station, the the website streams the air, or I'm sorry, streams the broadcast. And I think we were on Skype. You were saying, "Hey, you guys check me out. I'm on the station right now, and I got to hear you do the weather and stuff like that." So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, if you look at my YouTube page, you can see Brian S. Red doing his imitation of me doing the weather too. I got him on there doing it a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do that. It's pretty funny.
That is no put on. At first, when I first saw you on YouTube, I thought, okay, this guy is a radio DJ for sure, and this is his voice only for radio. And then when I got to meet you at Mobile Bee, it was like, that's how you talk normally.
Yeah, sure is.
And
that's what everybody tells me. They say, you know what, you got a great voice for radio, and I was told that all my life.
Oh wow! And what's
so,
your
I don't really, like that.
What's your YouTube channel? Is it SNDJPNS?
Right, that's the one for DJs. I've actually got two YouTube channels. I've got one that I do videos just for DJs, and that's the SNDJPNS screening. But I've also got another one, SNDJENTINC. That's a separate YouTube channel that I set up just for clients. And I do some tips, wedding tips for clients to look at.
I see. Do you get a lot of leads from the radio station as far as brides? Do they call you and say, "Hey, I heard you on the radio, and we're interested in hiring you"?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's really boosted my career a lot as in the mobile DJ industry. Yeah, I get that quite often. But one thing I do have to stress to the brides is when they call me up, they'll associate me with the radio station, and sometimes they'll ask me, they'll say, "Well, since you work for the radio station, does that mean you're just going to play country at my wedding?" And I'll say, "No, my mobile DJ business is actually separate from the radio station. I mean, I play Metallica or anything else, whatever you want."
Nice. I see.
But I do think the radio station has helped me out a lot with that.
And so the experience you have on the radio station as far as being on the air, does that help you out in your performance at the events? Or vice versa? Does the working as a mobile DJ help you in the radio business?
Oh, yeah, it does, definitely. I mean, some of the games and stuff that we've used at the radio station, I've actually used at my weddings and different events, too. So, yeah, it gives me a lot of good ideas. And again, I think that's one good thing that I have, and I have a jump on everybody else around here. Who's gotten into the DJ industry who's not on the radio. Because it's all about name recognition. I think that's really helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I kind of see that it does. And it probably varies between DJ to DJ. I know DJ Bo, he has his strategies that he works on his marketing, and you have your own. But a lot of us, who are not in the radio business, I think we have this illusion or this myth that the radio has this sort of mysticism that it'll bring you up and it'll give you some sort of notoriety. Do you think that's true?
Well, as I always say, I think pretty much what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. That's the way I look at it. And but yeah, I do think that it does help you out a lot. I do think that it can give you the name recognition that you need. And yeah, I believe that with all my heart on that one.
Good.
So I agree with that.
Do you also do events for the station aside of just the broadcast? Do you go out to concerts and stuff like that with them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do remote broadcasts. Sometimes we go to car lots, and like last week we're doing a special promotion that we're doing for the Talladega race that's coming up, NASCAR race. We're giving away a weekend trip to Talladega. We're going to one of our local grocery stores around here and registering people for that. So we decided to do a lot of things like that. And I do the blood drives whenever the blood center needs to do that. Go and broadcast to get people to come out and get the live. So yeah, I'm always busy. If I'm not doing mobiles, I'm always doing something with the radio station. That's for sure.
Cool. And do you have any advice to DJs who are thinking about going into the radio business?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially ones who are younger. Like, let's say you're in high school. At our radio station, we have what we call interns. They're really not interns. They're actually paid part-time employees, but we just call them interns. And they're high school students who want to get into radio or who may just be looking for some extra money, and they want to see what radio stations do. Well, what they do with us is they go around to whenever we go out and broadcast, they help us set up, they help us do events and things like that. So if you're wanting to be involved in a radio station, what I would do is I would call your local radio station, ask to speak to the program director, and just say, look, I'm looking at possibly making a career in radio. I would like to know if you have any type of part-time activities. Maybe they may have you come and mop floors or something like that. I mean, just do whatever you can just to get in there and see what they have to offer. That's the best advice I can give you. But I'll tell you one thing: our interns have really helped us out. They really help us out whenever we go out and broadcast. And I tell them all the time, that I wish I'd had that opportunity when I was younger to be able to go to a radio station and do that.
Oh yeah,
Get to see what the DJs do. And as far as concerts and things, yes, absolutely. I have met a lot of the stars, like Taylor Swift, for example. She was here about 2 years ago, and she did an outdoor concert for us. And I'll just tell you what a special person she was. Her concert ended about 10 o'clock at night. And she sat outside, even though she had a sore throat, and waited until everybody who was there that wanted an autograph got one. And it was about 30 degrees outside. And I got to go on the bus with her, and I got her some bottled water and stuff. But she is really just like she is on concerts, and when you see her in interviews, she really is a sweet person.
Nice. Do you collect autographs? Do you take their autographs and keep them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I certainly do. I've got a bunch of autographs. I've met Toby Keith. He's another good one. Larry the Cable Guy. He's a great guy too.
I tell you what, I love him.
He signed the autograph. Get her done.
Nice. Get her done. Well, that's good. Thank you very much, Stacy, for letting us know what you do at the station, and we're going to keep you on the Skype there, and you can chime in whenever you want. We're even going to include you on the picks of the week.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool that I got to meet you at Mobile Beat. And speaking of Mobile Beat, you like my little segue there?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I love it. So, speaking of Mobile Beat, I want to go ahead and acknowledge that our partners in media, Mobile Beat, is producing, of course, their show every year. But aside of that, they're also doing a Mobile Beat Tour 2010. I'm sorry, yes, 2010. Which will be coming up just around the corner in the summertime. The exact dates aren't really up yet, but please log on to mobilebeat.com, as you can see I'm doing right now, and you can check out the latest information. Now, if you haven't been to mobilebeat.com, you're really missing out on a lot, because there's a lot of good pieces of information, especially on the front page. There's a lot of articles that are fresh and brand new. Especially from the industry. And this is something new that I didn't see before. I don't know if you guys been on Mobile Beat before. Yeah. This little animation of the magazine itself, how it turns, and you get to see what the latest issue is. Very and cool. if you're not a subscriber, you got to subscribe to Mobile Beat right away. That's mobilebeat.com. Beautiful. So thank you very much, Mobile Beat, for being our supporter on the show.
Yep.
And so, what do we got next on the schedule here?
What is on the agenda?
Is that Picks of the Week?
We got Picks of the Week.
Picks of the Week.
Contest winner.
Of course. All right. So here we go. Picks of the Week. This is the portion of the show where we actually impart some advice, tips, or just a general helpful information to give to other DJs. Yes. And I'm going to always let you go first, DJ Johnny. You got some good picks of the week.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and get a shot of this, a lot of DJs have always asked me, how did you get that screen, that skin for your Mac? So if you guys could see this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
We have that right there. And that is from djlabels.com. djlabels.com. So you could go ahead and hit them up, send them over a JPEG, and they will go ahead and make you a laptop skin. As you see, they custom, basically will cut that Mac little portion out. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's full color. It's scratch proof. It's smudge proof. It's waterproof, and it comes off pretty easy. So
and I noticed that the Apple logo is kind of cut out.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
On purpose?
Yeah, they cut it out for you.
Wow.
So they could die cut it for you, or they could leave it in there so it glows off. Maybe I've seen a cover that had what's that guy, Iron Man, and his little handles right there, basically with the glow.
Yeah, it kind of glows.
Yes, yeah. With the glow. So they're very cool people. Sponsorship. They also do Mac covers. They do covers for PCs. They do. I think they just got into doing DJ drops. And they are also doing record labels for guys that use Serato or Torque vinyls. They'll make your record cover, and you can just slap them on the Seratos and cover up the labels and make them your own. And pretty cool stuff.
Nice. How much did that set you back?
That was only $30.
That's not bad.
$30, but I think it's $29.95. I think it's free shipping and all that good stuff. And they always have cool specials and and whatnot. So if you guys are looking for something like that, to kind of promote yourself when you have your laptop up, or if you're at a club, or just toting it around town, that's the best way to advertise your business.
That's really cool.
I could be sitting at Starbucks and somebody will see it and be like, hey, what's it about, and here's the number, or they'll call me. So it's pretty cool to have.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So that's djlabels.com. I got the website up. So thank you, DJ Johnny Aftershock.
Thank you.
Let's see, Stacy or Albert? Who do you think we should?
Let's go with Albert, man. What you got, Albert? What's the pick, dog?
You got any nuggets?
Send two nuggets. I can do two.
If you want to do two, let's do two.
One very simple. The other one's tech related. Anybody who's probably watching this is pretty high tech. It's not for the super high tech who was trying to get something really super duper out there, but I guess it's self-explanatory once I explain it. The other one is very basic. It's mats, believe it or not. Just stress mats. Stress mats. For any DJ, whether you're just a mixing DJ, whether you're going out like our crew goes out as a DJ and an MC and a tech, stress mats. I mean, that's what we call them. That's probably not, you may find them as that, named that. We call them stress mats. You can find them at a local hardware store. There they are right there.
And what do they do?
Basically, what it is, it keeps the stress off your feet. Come on.
I have one of those. I actually got one of those from Sam's Club.
You got them at Sam's.
They're considered anti-fatigue mats as well.
There you go. Anti-fatigues. They're also used for play areas for the kids. They help a lot. A lot of our new staff. Staff have come in and they look at the mats and kind of laugh and say, "What's this?" And it's like, okay, tell you what. As a rule, on your first day out, you're not allowed to step on the stress mat. Okay, you got to step on the hard floor while the rest of the crew gets to stand on it. And they'll get, of course, it's a play, it's an ongoing thing, and then they'll kind of step on it. And come the 4th, 5th hour of the event, they'll step over and say, "Wow, this is kind of nice." It's like, no, you're not allowed to step on it on your first day out, for talking smack.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah. Exactly. So
and how much do those set you back by?
Oh, man, like $15, $19 or something like that.
I think the ones at Sam's Club were about $25, and you could link them together and make them as big as you want.
Exactly.
They're kind of heavy, but I mean, they're indispensable when you're standing on something like that.
You gotta love it. I mean, there's times where there's up in remote events or events that we're just kind of featured and not really our events, so we're not taking gear. We just kind of show up, and you miss them. When you get there, you don't, but after like the first hour and a half, you look down and go, "Dang it, I forgot the stress mat."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they help out quite a bit. So stress mats.
Okay,
cool. And what was the other one?
The other one for I found out, believe it or not, that a lot of mobile DJs, especially up and coming, don't want to say beginners because that's just something that you have in your blood since you're born or conception if you're going to be an entertainer. So I won't say beginners, but still people that don't have websites. We fell into the business just for fun, really, and we've been helping out a lot of startup companies get their website going. Website is called Website Design 199.
All right.
And basically, for $199, you get a 5-page website. You get it up for you within a day or less.
Nice.
It's very simple.
Cool.
It's very easy. It's just affordable. I mean, it just makes it happen. Website Design 199. So
and how much was that again to get it set up?
$199.
$199. That's beautiful.
And for anybody who's serious about the DJ business, you have to. It's not an option as it was before.
I'm telling you.
You have to have a website.
And it's all pretty self-explanatory. You get your emails. It's no contracts. It's month to month. There it is right there. It's month to month.
Yeah, we got a couple of DJs talking about how their feet ache after 4 hours on the chat room, and standing for a while, and and I think a buddy of mine is actually he went to Walmart and got some very comfortable shoes that they look like dress shoes, but they're tennis shoes, kind of like real soft. So I think he got them for like $30, and they look great.
We've had that discussion with our crew on what shoes to wear. Of course, the DJs who stand behind the table get to cheat a little bit, so they wear they'll wear like even one of our guys, Glaze, he sports Jordans,
some black Jordans, there you go.
But he stays behind the booth, so nobody really sees his feet. So if anybody glances, it still looks good. The MCs that are out on the floor and making the announcements. We've tried to get in there with admin and say, "Hey, is it okay? Maybe if we have some nice tennies." And before we finish the word shoes, I mean, they just stamp us. No, dress shoes. That's it. You got to wear dress shoes. I was like, all right, there went that.
Okay, so we got Website Design 199 for $199. That's websitedesign.com. That's the second pick of the week.
That's the second one right there.
And let's head over to Stacy. What do you got, Stacy? What's your pick of the week?
Well, I got one for anybody who's looking at getting some lights, and I know how the economy is, and I know a lot of guys have been looking at uplighting and how they want to, decorate a room and charge extra for it. I got a great website for you. If you're on a budget and you really want to get some cool lights, go to cheaplights.com. They've got everything from power cans to replicas of the American DJ products and stuff.
Nice.
There as well. So they've got some a lot of good things. Now, the only difference is they don't have the display on the back of their lights. They have the dip switches. But still, if you're looking for something to do with uplighting and you're on a budget, I would check out cheaplights.com.
There you go.
Is there a particular light that you're fond of that you
can recommend?
Taken a look at?
Yeah, I've actually got their PAR 38 cans, and if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen the ones that I use for uplighting. That's what I use, and you just set those dip switches, and it really does create a neat effect.
Oh, very cool. We're looking at the website right now. It's got a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, they definitely do. I've bought a lot of stuff from them. Never had a problem with it.
Where are they based out of, by the way?
I think they're based out of Houston.
Yeah, Houston, Texas. Yeehaw.
Okay, sounds good.
But last year they had a display at Mobile Beat. Last year they were there.
That's a huge truss. We're looking at the website. They got this long truss right
for only
there.
$279.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Stacy. And we're gonna go ahead and finish off with myself. I decided to talk about the Drive Rack DBX because
that thing, canijo.
I just can't get enough of this piece of product. It'll set you back some. We're looking at $500 for this piece of equipment. But let me tell you, what you're going to get back is just peace of mind. This is the new model. I have the older model. This new model I just found out has a USB connection.
All right.
And has a white front face. And it's got a couple more buttons. But what I can tell you is that this piece of equipment alone will do several things. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife for the audio. And what it is primarily, it is a crossover, a feedback eliminator. It'll do bass enhancement and a delay, and also one more thing I'm forgetting. It also is a notch filter.
Oh, okay. Now, what does somebody need this? Like for me, if I have my American Audios, they're powered already. I get this, and it basically is going to make it sound like I have JBLs.
No, actually, here's what's going to happen is that your speakers and your amplifiers are designed to reproduce what it's given to. I mean, it's going to sound great, but if you're giving it crap, it's going to just reproduce crap. So what this is going to do, it's going to really run your system more efficiently and run your speakers better and keep your amp from overheating or overpowering itself when it shouldn't.
Very nice.
What I like about it is that I could input RTA mic, which is a linear mic, and I can go to a room and I can pink the room. What's called pink is where they put some pink noise and it'll run a test and it'll equalize the room for you. Nice. So based on where the sweet spot is, it's going to give your equalization the way it should be. Let's say you're in a corner, and usually corners are big pockets of bass.
Right.
So if you already have enough bass, it's going to bring it down for you and bring up the mids and the highs and really get those vocals out there.
Does that stop the if you get in front of the speaker? Does that stop it from getting that humming sound or that screeching sound that comes from?
Actually, the feedback eliminator is what it will do. So what I usually do when I go to an event, I set up my audio. I run a test on not only in the EQ but also on the feedback. I'll grab the mic, do a sound check right in front of the speaker so that it traps those frequencies that are causing the feedback and puts them away, and I don't have to worry about that later. So that's my pick of the week. I really recommend this piece of hardware, and if you're really serious about maximizing your sound, and there's tons of extra features that I could go into, but I really like this product. So that is my pick of the week.
Awesome. That's it.
All right. So next, we're going to talk about the contest winners. Last week, we had a very impromptu contest. It was a chat-only contest on the people on the chat room.
Yep.
And essentially, there was a little bit of confusion because the people who were participating in the contest were people who were part of the show.
Right.
DJ Rude and Lee Mills and this person called Just for Gilgo 63, which I don't know who she is. But we asked Johnny to kind of keep track of it to see if somebody else, and there was a winner, right?
Right.
So who was the winner?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
I wrote it down.
It was
Big Show.
Big Show mobile, Entertainment. Yes.
Mobile Entertainment, something like that.
From Spokane, Washington.
There you go.
So that would be Lance Morris. Lance Morris, congratulations.
Okay.
We're going to send you a $20 gift card to Best Buy. And we're also going to do another contest this week. And the contest for this week, we're going to go back to the Facebook fan page.
Cool.
What I'd like you guys to do, if you guys can go ahead and post your dream light. Like, let's say you have a light that you would like to have, and whether it be American DJ, Martin,
or Revel 4.
Revel 4.
Those are dope.
I love these high-end lights that I know you have for a long time. Those are
techno
sweet
beams.
lights. Yes.
What are they called again? What are they?
There's a techno beams.
Techno beams.
Techno beams.
But
Okay.
these
high-end.
puppies are not cheap. You know, they're pretty high up there. But they're my dream lights. There's something that I would like. So if you can go to the Facebook page, it's www.facebook.com/The Crossfader Show, and post a link of your dream light. It could be from any company. Post it up, and we're gonna go ahead and pick the winner next week on the air. So that's your homework for today, and contest for next week.
An LED moving head. That'd be nice. I can't wait for this. They're not out yet.
Don't they have those already?
Not full LED. They have them with the LED feature, but not full on.
Oh, I see. What about the little ones? Don't they have They have some. American DJ makes like a little mini one.
Yeah, but it's just a flood. You can't use. You still have to have the lamp inside for the images and stuff.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for our Crossfader Show. This is Crossfader Show episode number 6.
Number 6.
Talking about radio DJs and how well that works with mobile DJs as well. So thank you for our guests. DJ Johnny Aftershock, how can people get a hold of you?
I'm on Facebook. They can contact me at Johnny Aftershock, and I'm at MySpace/Johnny Aftershock.
Excellent. Albert Lopez, how do people get a hold of you?
You get a hold of me. You could go to eleganceelegancia.com. You could also Google Elegance Elegancia, or Latino MC DJs will pop up. Facebook, Albert Lopez under Facebook, or become a fan at Elegance Elegancia under Facebook.
There you go.
And email.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's right. You're a fan. Email, of course, Albert at eleganceelegancia.com. While I'm at it, thank you to the Crossfader Show for invitándome to come by and hang out. It was a pleasure meeting.
Oh, thank you.
I knew of the world famous Johnny Aftershock. Now I got to actually meet him.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, bro.
Of course, a longtime friend, Satisfaction, which I think about on a daily basis, is a good friend of mine. Muchísimas gracias. Shout out to the world famous Elegance Elegancia crew, administration, and our staff.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Stacy, how can people get a hold of you?
I can get a hold of me in several ways. First of all, Facebook, just put in my name, Stacy Noles, Noles. You can find me on YouTube at SNDJPNS, my name on there. Or you can go to the radio station website, it's WXBM.com, or my mobile DJ website, which is SNDJPensacola.com.
Excellent.
And feel free to email me any questions that you got.
I will definitely email you a question. It won't be related to the DJ business.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I want to say it was an honor, too, to meet both of our television LCD guests that I got to meet right here. Of course, Stacy, and then, of course, Bo earlier.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bo.
DJ Bo, thank you very much. You guys bring a good attitude and a good feedback from the radio industry once again. So thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate it. You know, I need to make it out to California sometime. I've never been to California, but I've always wanted to come.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, great place to visit.
If you ever make the mistake of coming over to California, please look us up. We will definitely give you a grand tour and give you the spots to go check out.
West Coast.
Oh, sounds great.
All right, boys and girls, you could always reach me at info@djsatisfaction.com. Please follow us on Twitter under The Crossfader Show, and also on Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel, and also on iTunes. You could always download our podcast every week as soon as we are done polishing it up and making it so much special for you. Go ahead and check us out on iTunes as well. So this is Jose Heredia with The Crossfader Show, fading out.
Vámonos.
Thank you for watching The Crossfader Show. Watch us live at thecrossfadershow.com every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.